Hello from the yarn closet in St. David, Arizona. Yep, you saw it right. I have trimmed more of my hair. It's only hair, people. It'll grow back. Yeah, I know, it looks horrendous. I've been painting this morning. It's the yarn closet in St. David, Arizona. That's Yarn Closet AZ for Arizona on Instagram. The Yarn Closet over on Patreon, where we still send out gifts. We have free downloads. You can follow people for free in Patreon. Free pattern downloads, crochet, knit, loom knit, what to do with a sock tube. And sock tubes are on the agenda today. I am legally blind, so my eyes are wonky. We'll also be talking about the Fat Squirrel bags, the new big bag. And, I was going to drink my red water bottle. I told you I'm legally blind. We may talk dogs. We're going to look at some stuff I've made. It's getting green here. I mean, it's getting green. It's so nice. I love living in a place in Arizona that gets cold in the winter and has green trees. We have 1 acre we live on an acre hobby farm. We've got chickens, we've got a garden, some barn cats, and about 30 pecan trees. About 20 rose bushes. We put in some new bushes in front and some woolly thyme for ground cover in one section. And, it's just been spring. It's just been that time of year that you do these things. I've finished painting all the paneling in the bathrooms. And I have painted the paneling in the kitchen, the paneling walls. I still think there's a chunk of wall that's like 2 tones of 2 different whites, so I'm going to probably have to go over that. Then my big white bathroom in the back, I ended up painting it this same iced mocha. It looks much darker in the room. Because my daughter's done with school on the 20th, so I wanted to get some painting projects done. And surprisingly, my husband has liked all of the painting projects and been happy about it. She will be in a 3-day-a-week, like 3 hours, little summer school thing, just for fun. And just in the month of June, so that'll help because we go back like August 3rd. So that really just leaves July, full-time entertainment of the child. Sadie is still not doing great. Magnus passed away recently. He had a bad case of some kind of anemia. And Sadie's not doing great. And that discussion is very hard right now. Very hard. So that might be on the agenda this summer. On that cheery note, let's just get into the knitting. Oh, Connor can ride a 2-wheel bike. Did I already tell you this? Oh, I'll put a video on the end. We got him a mountain bike, a little bit bigger, because he's always ridden 3-wheel bikes. I mean, he grew up with a mom who rode 3-wheel grown-up bike. I lived in a small gated community when he was very little, so I could actually had a seat put instead of the back basket on that trike, so he could seatbelt himself in, and I could drive him around the little gated community where we had pools and playgrounds and pool tables and game rooms, and I mean all different things. So that was the deal. But he can ride a bike. I'm so proud of him. So I'll put that on. And he and Jared just went to an overnight camping with some other guys from the area. We have him involved in this kind of socialization group for, it's 11 to 13-year-olds, and it's boys only, and they learn like outdoorsy skills. Jared's gonna do one day where they do like a little workshop on first aid, you know, stuff like that. So that's been really cool for him. That was fun. Okay. I have to remember to put my mom's Mother's Day gift in here also. I'm giving her an assortment of coffee items, chai that I didn't like. So on Fat Squirrel Fibers, if you buy a bag, you get this lavender, and you can request not to have it. I like it. So this is one of her new big bags. Yes, they're spendy, but I mean, it's big. It's got like a pencil pocket and 4 bigger pockets. So the pencil pocket really could be like for knitting needles or crochet hooks. I'm sure that was the intent. But I look at this and I think knitting bag / bag, because I like to not have 2. It's got the magnets in the middle, and then it's got this one that does magnets, that actually pulls it kind of very closed at the top. See how that works? So it's kind of carpet baggy. I really love it. My mom and I both got one of this design, and I have another one because I've found that a lot of my bags that I can't see through or easily have kind of open and be able to see at home just are not working great for me. Yes, it's expensive. The quality is off the charts. I've bought other expensive bags that I like, but I didn't feel like the quality was there. Because, you know, some of the bigger project bags are just expensive. And I'll have to remember that. I'm not sure, because of the leather on it, I'm not sure if it's really washable. I'm pretty sure I could spot wash this pretty easily, soak it in such a way that the leather is not actually affected. I like the fact that the interior is a light color, so I can see things with my eyesight. Dark interiors, stuff gets lost more easily. So that is fabulous. Remember the knitted and crocheted versions? Okay, here's one of the knitted version of this slipper sock, around the house slipper sock. I'm actually loving this crocheted version. I like how the toe is a little bit more, like it has form-fitted more. I've been wearing these almost every day with or without socks on the interior. I also like, as ridiculous as this sounds, I like that it highlights single crochet and how different single crochet looks when you go back and forth versus in the round. I also like that they work up super, super fast. So I'll be working up a bunch of these. And I may actually even rip out my daughter's little bit of the pink one that I started and just do a crocheted version. I'm giving these to, I made these up for one of the teachers. It's Teacher Appreciation Week. And she likes, it's not even a teacher I know, people. And she likes wool socks. So and for another couple of teachers, I'm giving some of these fingerless gloves. I did these on the machine. I have an LK150 flat knitting machine. And these are from a sock tube that I had cranked from a Lefty Knitter podcast. It's Boo. Not Knitty Boo Fiber Company on Etsy. They do their own yarns. They do hand-dyed yarns, but she also does a knitting sock tube cranking. So I actually bought a few of her colorways with her sock tubes, and she does 1x1 ribbing on the sock tube. So if you get a full sock tube cranked, split into 50 grams each, with this, you've now got, you know, this nice ribbed end done, because you can make more than one pair of socks out of sock tubes. But I ended up using it to make fingerless gloves for this teacher appreciation business, because I could so quickly and easily just add 10 rows of ribbing here, and then like you do for an afterthought heel, you just cut in and bind off an opening, and I'll do openings 16. This is a 20 stitch. For a man, you could go 24. And I mean, how neat is that? People tend to like the slightly longer ones, I think. Her sock base is also quite nice and soft. It's just this is the 75-25 merino nylon. I've also got one of the Glimmer that's 70 superwash, 25 wool, 5 nylon stellina. And it is this one. And this is something hazel. I love this colorway. I love it. Now, there's definitely some areas in the tube that are a little bit like darker, but it's certainly not when it's cranked. There's no real pooling. But yeah, so I have some gloves. I mean, how easy is that? And yeah, so it's going to cost you $11, I believe, to have your own tube cranked, if it's just crank the tube. And then $17 if you want the ribbing. And $18 if you want ribbing with, where did it go? Where did it go? Ribbing with a heel. I just bought this for you guys. And I had her do shorties because I don't do long. So she just did a few rows after the ribbing and then did the heel on the sock machine. And it looks just like an afterthought heel. She does a very good job. She's got an older machine, so I don't think she has as much gauge ability. I would love a slightly tighter gauge, but I happen to do a lot of the fingerless gloves. $18. All you got to do is put in some toes, you got a pair of socks, and then you've got all the rest of this tube to make the fingerless gloves. Or you can fold a tube and sew together the end and gather the toes like a gathered hat. This is double thick. This is a sock tube that was folded. And it's slippers. It's a different version of slippers. So this is like little kid slippers. I've got a few of these for me. I do like them. I feel like These with the yarn from Maritime Family Fiber, that's Tuffy Sock, is because it's got a nylon content. These are the worsted weights. And this is Tuffy Sock. It's not super soft, but I don't need that on my feet. And it really does seem like it's wearing much better. So, but that is something you can do with leftover sock tube, because let's be honest, I'm going to use about this much, put in some toes, and I have this much left over, and that is more than enough to make a slipper, fold it in half, to make a slipper for me. Sew this double thick part together, gather the ends, and then sew the top together and leave an opening for your foot. There are things you can do with the sock tubes. Think about it. It's a wonderful, I think, a wonderful deal. So you can spend $11 just to have the tube cranked, and you send her your own yarn. I mean, how many of us don't have a few one skein sock yarns that we could have that done with? She's wonderful to deal with. She's got a podcast, and I say check her out. I'm excited because now my stress level for next year's presents is way down, because I can crank out some fingerless gloves that have already been half started. I mean, so easy. So I think that's what I'm going to do, because my whole thing these days is simplify, simplify, simplify. My husband would not say I'm doing that, because I've bought so many pairs of pants since we've moved here. Well, because in Tucson, I didn't have farm pants. I need long pants, and I need some capris, even though capris are not really attractive on most people, because we still get the heat. But I need them in a variety of sizes. And so I have stockpiled now this year a variety of what I like, because I am going through my wardrobe, and I've taken a lot of stuff out of it that I really never wear, and just keeping the stuff I wear. This is, by the way, a paint shirt. Just don't criticize me. I'm painting today. And I think I will eventually get to that place where I just have like denim jeans, darker denim jeans, and capris, and then green kind of cargo pants and cargo capris. With like black tops and tank tops that are UV, higher necked UV ones. Couple of cardigans. I just want dressing to be easy. Like, I don't want to have to keep searching for where is that one pair of pants that I know will fit me today. I want to have the same. And I buy the Massimo curvy boot cut in regular size. Not the short ones, not the long ones. I get them off eBay. They're used. I don't care. But I have them in 6s, 8s, and 10s. So if I just kind of keep them organized, I know that if I'm feeling a little bloated today, grab maybe the 10. If I'm in my low weight and feel bloated, grab the 8. If I just want to be more comfortable, grab the 8. Because after the hysterectomy and the other surgeries, I just feel, is that paint? Is that my forehead just shining? I can't wear belts anymore. It gets too tight. I bloat so much. Swell. It's not really bloating, because I bloated before, but it's like swelling. It gets sore. Yeah, that's my scar. Look at how that's doing. And my eyebrows are back to life, normal. This is because a stitch came out yesterday. How lovely is that? Oh, and on Etsy, you can also find other people that are just selling sock tubes that they've cranked, and they've decided, well, I'm not using this. And so you can just buy a sock tube. And I've done that because I wanted to try some different sizes. And because Nitty Boo does 64 stitch. I also got a few 60 stitch ones and some 72s. I like to make little leg warmery things that are very short for the winter. And you can pull them up, and if you have boots, then you've got a boot cuff. And you only need about this much of a sock tube, and then you can put in some ribbing. It absolutely works. So that's my deal. I'm gonna just put out there stuff about stuff. I really thought I had more going on in my corner. Here's the thing. So I got enough of this Wool of the Andes bulky weight in Mineral Heather. It's kind of a blue, purple. I really like it. To make one of Tana's Fiber Arts sweaters, one of those free sweaters. And I don't know, her bulky weight must be bulkier, even though the numbers seemed about the same. And I'm so annoyed. I should have gotten like an extra skein because I'm going to need an extra skein to get the right density. Dad's home. I needed some new light switch covers. Okay, here you go. All right, look with your heart first. We'll talk again soon. There's my buddy. So I had to abruptly stop the other day. And we're having a hot day today. It's just hot. So I thought I'd get on and tell you the really exciting news. I will put some pictures also. I just ordered a printed sock machine. Just over $500. Bean and Dean, B-E-A-N and D-E-A-N. 2 kids, their mom's a knitter. They run the company. It's been going since March. They've gotten some really good reviews. I'm on a sock machine group on Facebook. And I got rid of my Erlbacher Gerhardt $2,000 setup because I really couldn't figure out the ribbing and had not a lot of success with making the heels and the toes. So all I ever used a machine for was to crank a tube. And I thought, I can't justify that expense for just a tube. So when I found out about this yesterday, I just jumped on it because it can take anywhere from 6 to 10 weeks because they have a limited number of printers. There's a lot of colors you can get it in. I picked a color and then changed my mind. And I think because I conveyed that I'm legally blind and I was just being foolish, I got a white one. I'm not thrilled at the idea because my straight knitting machines are white, off-white plastic, and they get dingy. And as you can imagine, I'm not the best cleaner of things. So anyway, I ordered it. I'm excited. The website is really cool. She really talks through a lot of stuff. They've got a YouTube page with a number of things. Now in there, this is a different kind of gear setup. So it doesn't use the same kind of weights where you clip the weight thing on and the weights hang down. They use kind of a central soft weight, and they talk about bonnets with split rings. I've never been a big fan of that. So I think I will just make a bonnet without split rings and do it the way that I know to do it. And she's very ravel cord, pro ravel cord. Yeah, I'm not. That's just one extra step, and I'm just not. There is some waste when you use machines, but a lot of times you end up using waste yarn. So I just always saved my little bit of scrap and waste to then use later for waste yarn. Where some people use quite a bit, I never did. I didn't use that many rows. And yes, I'm already regretting cutting some layers into my hair around my face. I might leave this, grow it out a little bit longer, and leave something around my chin length, but just on this side. However, if it parts in the middle, then it ends up on both sides. Like I got a little bit of it over here today. But let all the rest of it kind of go. I don't know. If it ends up being a crazy hot summer, who knows what's going to happen. So I'm going to include some pictures and check them out if you're interested in that whole thing. I don't think, from all the things on the group that I'm involved in and stuff, I don't think that using a printed machine is more difficult than using a refurbished machine or a brand new machine. They are touchy no matter which way you go. And I think you just need to have the patience to learn your machine. Like, I've got this machine down. I bought that other metal machine, and I couldn't really do much more than a flat panel with it. And on my flat machine, I like being able to do a little bit more. So having that extra difference in tension or gauge that I could produce didn't really, I didn't want the size and everything else, the space for that machine. So I got rid of it. And I think you just have to be committed to knowing that learning any machine is going to take you some time. And everybody's time is different. Like I'm pretty much, if in the first month where I'm really, every day or two looking at it and working on it, if I can't kind of grasp it, who knows? And had I been doing better with that other machine after a month, I might have given it more time. But I just think that for what I want, where you can still do a hung hem, which I can do a hung hem on a sock machine, which is like a folded over hem. And I can do a picot folded over hem. So you get a little bit of a ripple. And I can do some effects on the tube, like I can make holes as you go throughout the tube. It's time consuming, but I can do it. I just couldn't, my wrap and turns, whether I'm doing it manually or with the machine, just are not good. I've done a couple wrap and turn things with this flat machine, and I'm better at that than the circular one. Everybody has their thing, but that's my exciting Mother's Day gift. I will bring you along for the ride as always. And let's hope that this one's a go. I think it will be. There's a few less pieces in a printed one. It's just done a little bit differently, and I think it'll be fine. And I'm kind of excited to have one again, to be able to do tubes. There seems to be a much greater ability to adjust tension on a printed circular sock machine. So therefore, if you get, I got a 64 stitch cylinder. You can get anywhere from 54 to 72. I got a 64 because with middle of the road tension, a 64 is good for me for actual socks or for fingerless gloves, which is what my go-to things are for the tubes. But there's more play in a printed machine, so you can make a tube that has the same width, maybe not the same density, but the same width as almost a 72 stitch. And you can make one that's very dense fabric that goes down to about the size of the 60 to 54. And that excites me because I don't like switching cylinders. That always drove me batty with the other machine that I had. Because I was always like, switch it out, do it the right way, and then something wasn't working. So to have that ability to really adjust the tension and the gauge, I think is wonderful. I'm looking forward to it. Okay. If this is the end, look with your heart first and tell a mom that she is a good mom, whether she's a furry friend mom or a people mom. You just start and you do it. Yep, do again, you'll do it. You were riding a bike. You're riding a bike. You are riding a bike.
See, you've already found your balance. From here to the house, you've already found somewhat of a balance, you know what I mean? I knew it wouldn't take you long. But you're not 5 years old anymore, so it's going to be easier for you to...
You're riding. You're doing it. You're doing it. Keep going. Ride.
That should give you a boost of confidence.
Ride all the way down there and back.
If you start going too fast, you think you're going to crash into something, don't panic. Just use the brake.
Feather.
Yeah, feather the brake. Shoot, you'll be riding up and down the street by tomorrow.
Maybe.
No, I have every confidence, dude. What you just did right there tells me right there that you've got an element
Yeah,
of
you
balance
got it.
already
Just
in
do
there.
it.
It's just a matter of your own fear is what's going to stop you. Look at that.
Keep going. Keep going, Connor. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep doing it. Do it. Do it. Go further, further, further. Just keep going.
7 years.
Keep going.
It took me 7 years.
Yeah.
Keep going.
All right, my lesson's over, dude.